Welcome to Celebrity Investing, your go-to source for insights, tips, and updates on navigating the exciting landscape of personal and global finance. Please like, share, and subscribe for more exclusive content. Now that you have the basics down, let's dive into the top quantum computing stocks you should keep an eye on in 2025. Ready to make some smart moves? Let's go! Technological and scientific barriers. Quantum computers aren't just better versions of traditional machines. They're radically different, and that's where the challenges begin. Qubit stability. Qubits, the core of quantum computing, are incredibly fragile. Environmental noise, temperature changes, and even stray vibrations can cause errors. Right now, error correction eats up most of a quantum computer's processing power, making practical use limited. Scalability issues. Researchers struggle to add more qubits without sacrificing performance. IBM and Google lead with 100-plus qubit processors, but useful quantum machines may require millions of stable qubits, something still years away. Cooling and cost. Most quantum systems need supercooling near absolute zero, requiring expensive, energy-hungry infrastructure. Cheaper alternatives, like IonQ's room temperature trapped ion tech, are still unproven at scale. While advances are happening, timelines for commercial viability remain uncertain. Companies betting on near-term profits could disappoint investors if progress stalls. Regulatory and ethical considerations. Even if the tech works, outside forces could slow adoption or reshape the market entirely. Government oversight. Quantum-enabled code breaking threatens national security. The US and EU are already drafting rules to restrict exports of quantum tech, which could impact sales for firms like IBM or Rigetti. Ethical concerns. Quantum computing could crack current encryption, exposing sensitive data worldwide. Governments may impose strict rules on who can use quantum power, limiting profitability for some companies. Patent wars. As the industry grows, legal battles over intellectual property could tie up key players, delaying breakthroughs and hurting stock performance. Investing early means navigating these uncertainties. While quantum computing stocks could deliver huge wins, they also carry risks that traditional tech stocks don't. Diversity in your portfolio can help balance the gamble. The key? Stay informed, because in quantum investing, the rules are still being written. How to evaluate quantum computing stocks. Investing in quantum computing stocks isn't like picking traditional tech stocks. These companies operate in a rapidly shifting space where breakthroughs or setbacks can happen overnight. To make smart choices, you need a clear framework that looks beyond hype and focuses on substance. Here's how to assess potential investments in this emerging field. Financial metrics to consider. Even in a cutting-edge industry, financial health matters. Quantum companies won't turn profits overnight, but their balance sheets reveal how long they can sustain research before commercialization. Focus on cash runway. Many quantum startups rely on funding to stay afloat. Check cash reserves and burn rates to see how long they can operate before needing more capital. Revenue streams. Some companies, like IonQ and D-Wave, already generate revenue through cloud-based quantum access. Others depend on grants or partnerships, less predictable. R&D spending. High research investment isn't a red flag if progress aligns with spending. Compare budgets to milestones, e.g., qubit count increases, error rate improvements. Avoid companies with unsustainable debt or unclear paths to monetization. Quantum is a long game, but businesses still need a viable financial plan. Assessing technological advancements. Not all quantum approaches are equal. Some companies focus on superconducting qubits, others on trapped ions or photonics. Look for qubit stability and scale. Progress in error correction and qubit count signals, technical leadership. IBM's 1,000 qubit target for 2025 is a benchmark to watch. Real-world applications. Companies with active industry partnerships, e.g., drug discovery with pharma firms, logistics optimization with automakers, prove their tech has practical use. Patents and peer review. Credible research matters. Firms publishing in journals like Nature or holding key patents are less likely to be hype-driven. If a company stays quiet about technical details or overpromises timelines, tread carefully. Importance of strategic partnerships. Partnerships de-risk investments by validating tech and opening revenue channels. Pay attention to government contracts. Agencies like the U.S. Department of Energy fund quantum projects, signaling long-term confidence in a company. Cloud integrations. Microsoft, Google, and Amazon partner with quantum firms to offer services. These deals provide steady income and market reach. Industry collaborations. A quantum startup working with Ford on battery simulations or JP Morgan on fraud detection shows real-world traction. The best quantum stocks don't work in isolation. They're part of an ecosystem. Track who's backing them and why. Future outlook for quantum computing investments. The quantum computing race isn't slowing down. Governments, tech giants, and startups are pouring billions into research, betting on its potential to redefine industries. While we're still years away from widespread adoption, the next decade will shape which companies lead and which get left behind. Here's where the field is headed and how smart investors can position themselves. Upcoming breakthroughs and milestones. Expect significant progress in the next few years. Companies are racing to hit technical targets that could open up commercial applications. Fault-tolerant quantum computers. Error correction remains the biggest hurdle. IBM and Google aim to demonstrate fault-tolerant systems by 2030, which could make quantum practical for finance and drug discovery. 1,000-plus qubit processors. Current quantum computers hover around 100-400 qubits. Scaling up to 1,000 qubits with low error rates would mark a tipping point for solving real-world problems. Hybrid models. Some companies combine quantum and classical computing for specific tasks. This middle ground could deliver near-term value while full-scale quantum matures. Watch for announcements that prove these milestones. They'll separate industry leaders from laggards. Government and private sector investments. Funding is accelerating, with both public and private money backing quantum research. U.S. National Quantum Initiative. The U.S. has committed over $1.2 billion to quantum research, favoring companies with strong academic and defense ties. European Quantum Flagship Program. The EU plans to invest $1 billion by 2027, focusing on startups and cross-border collaborations. Private funding surge. Venture capital firms poured $1.4 billion into quantum startups in 2023. Big names like Andreessen Horowitz and Sequoia are placing bets early. Money follows confidence. These investments signal which players have the backing to last. Global competition in the quantum space. The U.S. leads, but China and Europe are catching up fast. Geography could influence stock performance as policies shift. China's quantum push. The Chinese government prioritizes quantum as a national security asset. Companies like Alibaba and Baidu receive heavy state funding, but U.S. investors have limited access. European innovation. Countries like Germany and the Netherlands focus on quantum startups, with strong university partnerships driving research. U.S.-China tensions. Export controls and IP restrictions may split the market, favoring domestic companies in each region. Stocks like IBM and IonQ could benefit from U.S. policy support. Investors should track geopolitical trends. They'll shape which companies thrive. The quantum future isn't guaranteed, but the smart money is already placing bets. The next few years will show who's building real value and who's just riding the hype. Stay tuned and continue to watch our videos to gain valuable insights into the world of finance. Subscribe, like, and share to continue your journey to financial success.